What's good, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I am going to be I'm going to be doing part two for my NFL playoff predictions. So in part one, I gave you guys all my teams that I thought would make the playoffs and in each seed. And then now I'm going to be breaking down the playoff picture if said teams did make the playoffs and see, well, who's going to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, let's just jump right into this. Remember, if you guys like these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel as it does help out a lot. So I'm just gonna quickly run down the my list of playoff teams in case you guys missed the other video or don't remember. So in the NFC, the 49ers are the first seed, the Packers are the second seed, the Bucks are the third seed, the Saints are the fourth seed, the Cardinals are the fifth seed, the Rams are the sixth seed, and the Seahawks are the seventh seed. And in the AFC, the Chiefs are the first seed, the Ravens are the second seed, the Bills are the third seed, the Colts are the fourth seed, the Dolphins are the fifth seed, and the Steelers are the sixth seed. And the seventh seed is where it gets a little bit tricky because I did say that if the Browns traded or cut OBJ, I think that the Browns would make the playoffs. But if they didn't, then the Patriots would make the playoffs. But I have no way of knowing, because this is really early on, so I don't know if they're gonna trade away OBJ. But for now, I'm just gonna say that they aren't gonna trade him away because well that's he's still on the roster in real life as I'm recording this. So I can't predict the future, so I'm just gonna go off what I know. And there really there really haven't been any talks about him getting traded, so I'm gonna say that he won't get traded, and the Patriots are the seventh seed. So looking at the NFC bracket, the first game will be the two seed Packers versus the seventh seed Hawks, the Seahawks, and I think the Packers will win this game because Russell Wilson has historically been pretty bad in the playoffs ever since he threw that pick at the end of the Super Bowl. And well, the Packers, they're pretty good in the playoffs until they get to the NFC Championship, in which case they completely fold every time. But yeah, the Seahawks defense really isn't that good, so I think Aaron Rodgers will just tear it up. So I have the Packers moving on to the divisional round. And then it will be the 3 seed Bucks against the 6 seed Rams. Now, Tom Brady is very good in the playoffs, so I think that the Bucks will win this game. Couple that with Matt Stafford really doesn't have that much playoff experience, and I don't think he's even won a playoff game in his whole career, so he's very inexperienced in the playoffs. Versus I'm a guy that is really experienced in the playoffs. I mean, he has the most Super Bowl wins in NFL history. So I think that the Bucks will win that game. And then the Cardinals at the Giants. This is a pretty easy one. I think the Cardinals are a vastly better team than the Giants. They're gonna have a way better quarterback play with Kyler Murray rather than Daniel Jones. And honestly, they have a better roster overall than the Giants. And the only reason the Giants are in the playoffs is because the NFC East is so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cardinals to move on. So. The divisional round playoffs for the NFC are going to be the 49ers, the Packers, the Bucks, and the Cardinals. And then over on the AFC side, it's going to be the Ravens, the Patriots at the Ravens. And I think that even though the Ravens aren't really good in the playoffs, they'll still beat the Patriots because the Patriots really aren't too good. And I don't trust Cam Newton in big spots, and I definitely trust Lamar Jackson more than Cam Newton. And the 3 seed Bills at the the 6 seed Steelers at the 3 seed Bills. I think that the Bills will win this game because over the last 2 seasons, the Bills have just owned the Steelers, and Josh Allen took a huge step up last year, so I have to assume that he'll take another huge step up this year. And Big Ben just he really isn't that good. Later on in the season, and the Bills team is really young, so they'll be fresh for the playoffs, and they have a lot of energy. And then it'll be the Dolphins at the Colts, and I think that the Dolphins will win this game, and they will beat the Colts because Carson Wentz really hasn't even played in any playoff games. So he again with Matt he's same thing with Matt Stafford. He really doesn't have that much experience, and it's the Colts are a new team for him, so he'll have a whole season to play with them. But will that really be as much chemistry as Tua has with the Dolphins team? And I just feel that the Dolphins roster is just so good. And honestly, it's better than the Colts, and their defense is just like amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. And that offense, I believe, will take the next step with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback. So, in the AFC, I have the Chiefs and the Ravens, the Bills, and the Dolphins moving on to the divisional round. Okay, so looking at the divisional round for the NFC, it's the Cardinals at the 49ers, and I think that like whoever's starting this game, Jimmy G or the quarterback that they draft, they probably will beat the Cardinals because I think that Kyle Shanahan is a way better coach than Cliff Kingsbury, and like that roster is just so good. Like the defense, if they all stay healthy, is like just amazing, and I just don't think that Kyler Murray will be able to overcome it, especially if they even get decent quarterback play, because we saw what happened when they got decent quarterback play. They went all the way to the Super Bowl and should have won before Jimmy G just missed the pass of his life. And so then the other game is going to be the Bucks at the Packers, and I think that we've already seen how this matchup will go. So I'll be taking the Bucks to move on. Because like the Bucks have just owned the Packers. Like Tom Brady already has as many NFC Conference Championship wins as Aaron Rodgers does, and I just think that the Packers defense will not be able to stop that explosive Bucks offense with all of those weapons. And we've already saw what that Bucks defense and that pass rush and pressure will do to Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, I'll take the Bucks to move on. So the NFC Championship game will be the 49ers against the Bucks. Moving on to the AFC side, I have the Dolphins at the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are very good in the playoffs, and if Patrick Mahomes will actually get protection, he is a very good playoff quarterback. Now, the Dolphins really don't have that great of a pass rush. I mean, they let go of their main pass rusher, Kyle Van Noy. So I think that the Chiefs will win because Patrick Mahomes will have a clean pocket to just distribute to all of those weapons. And then the other game is going to be the Bills at the Ravens, and I will take the Bills in this game because the Ravens just aren't good in the playoffs. And we saw like this matchup last playoffs, and while the Ravens only scored 3 points, Lamar Jackson is not good in the playoffs. Like he and that team isn't built to come back from behind. Now, if they draft a stud wide receiver, that could all change. But again, like Lamar Jackson really isn't like as good or even on the same level as Josh Allen on passing the football and throwing the football. And I think that the Bills defense will rebound next season. So I will take the Bills, and the AFC Championship game will be the Bills at the Chiefs. Okay, so let's see. The AFC Championship game, Bucks versus the 49ers. I am going to take the 49ers here because I just think that if the 49ers stay healthy, there really isn't anyone that can beat them because that roster is just so good. They have so many pass rushers. Their defense is really just so good. And, like, if they just stay healthy, I mean, like, in 2020, they had a down year, obviously, because they didn't stay healthy, and they will, like, they're going to have 2 quarterbacks on the roster next season, and, like, odds are that at least one of them will stay healthy, so I think that they will go to the Super Bowl, and then the other game is going to be Bills versus Chiefs, and I'm going to take the Bills here. So, first of all, the Chiefs, the Chiefs' defense isn't really good, and I feel like Patrick Mahomes will be able to carry that defense unless he is against like a really, really good defense, which I think that the Bills' defense will be a really good defense, and they will have a better pass rush than the Miami Dolphins pass rush to make Patrick Mahomes feel uncomfortable, and Patrick Mahomes' O-line really downgraded because they let go of both of their starting tackles. And as I said earlier, that defense is not good, so Josh Allen will just be able to just torch it and torch it and torch it. And, like, who knows? The Bills might even draft a running back in the NFL draft, maybe even in the first round, like Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, so they could actually have a running game this season. And, like, even if they don't, they still have Devin Singletary and Zach Moss, and I just feel like the Bills are a better roster overall now. You know, Patrick Mahomes, I do believe, is a better quarterback than Josh Allen, but it really isn't like a landslide. You know, he's better, but not like so much better that he can just carry his worst roster to the win. So I think that the Bills will win that game, and then the Super Bowl will be the 49ers versus the Bills, where I think the 49ers will win. Like, I am super high on the 49ers because I just think that if they just stay healthy, there's literally no one that can beat them. And if they get decent quarterback play, whether it be from Jimmy G, Mac Jones, maybe Justin Fields, like they're going to be very good. And like even from that 2019 Super Bowl team, they really still have all of their players, and they even added some players like Brandon Ayuk. So I just feel like the 49ers will just be a force, and no one will be able to stop them, and they will beat the Bills in the playoffs because that pass rush, that pass rush along with Pittsburgh are probably the two best in the NFL, and they will make Josh Allen's life hell. Like, just they will make Josh Allen's life absolutely miserable. And then like that secondary also isn't too bad, and they will be able to cover Stephon Diggs and all the other receivers. And yeah, I just feel like the 49ers will just be unstoppable next season, and it shows because I have them winning the Super Bowl. Well, anyways, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Too easy!